The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us today. My name is Danielle Haney, and I am the Trade Relations Specialist here at CLIA. We are joined today by Royal Caribbean, where they are going to give us a wonderful presentation on all that is new and just give us some really good insight into what is coming. Today, we are joined by Shannae Murray. Shannae is part of the Royal Caribbean training team based in Miami, Florida. She assists the sales managers in the Central region and supports all training initiatives, both internal and external, including Royal Caribbean University. You will often hear Shannae on Royal Caribbean's monthly webcast, delivering the latest and greatest in what's new at Royal. We are also joined by Renee Didier. Renee has worn various hats in the cruise industry. She worked on board the cruise ships for 7 years and has been a sales manager and now leads the Royal Caribbean sales training team. You may have heard both Renee and Marissa on a Royal National Trade webcast each month. Plus, her team designed and manages the new Royal Caribbean University through cruisingpower.com. So before we get started, I just did want to mention real quickly that we are going to be recording this webinar, and you can find the recording when we are finished on our YouTube channel. I will be sure to our YouTube channel in the chat box, and we also are going to have time for a 10-minute Q&A session. Any questions that you have during the webinar, feel free to type those in the questions module, and we will be sure to get those answered. So, hi Shannae and hi Renee. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Danielle. We're happy to be here. So just to get us kicked off and going on an upbeat note here, let's talk about a really exciting thing coming to Miami, and that is the Symphony of the Seas. She is 57 days away from her arrival in Miami, and we are so extremely excited to welcome her to South Florida. And I don't want anyone to forget that this big, beautiful ship is going to have that big, beautiful, matching big hair in the main theater in the form of the hit Broadway show, Hairspray. Renee, I don't know if you've had the pleasure of seeing Hairspray before, but I absolutely love the soundtrack. And it's not only great music, but the characters, the setting in the 60s, and just the story overall is one that I'm sure everybody will absolutely love.
Well, you know, I've had the pleasure of seeing it on Broadway, but I also got to see it on the Symphony when we were over in Europe doing the Europe season. And this production really creates that fun, high-energy vibe, not only for the performers on stage, but the audience really gets into this. And so I think it's going to be one of those hits on Royal Caribbean, like all of our other Broadway shows. You are absolutely correct. People are going to love it.
Awesome. And while we're talking about Symphony, I also wanted to share this very cool update that just a few weeks ago, Time magazine published its World's Greatest Places issue. Now, the magazine highlights the top 100 attractions that travelers have to experience right now. And guess what? Symphony of the Seas was included on that list. Now, this list is broken up into 3 categories: places to visit, places to stay, and places to eat and drink. And while the Symphony is listed under the greatest places to stay section, I still think that there are some pretty amazing places to eat and drink on the ship too. So when sharing all that the Symphony has to offer with your clients, make sure that you share with them this cool tidbit, because not only will they be able to stay on one of Time magazine's top 100 greatest places, but they'll also be able to visit some pretty amazing ports of call as well.
You know, and let's not forget that it's on the newsstands today. So if you want to go out, get yourself a copy. This is a great piece to showcase the Symphony with your clients. It's really cool.
Absolutely. And speaking of exciting new things coming to Miami, we wanted to remind everyone that Navigator of the Seas will be making her Royal Amplified debut in the spring of 2019. Now, I can't share exactly what's going to be amped up on the Navigator, but we've seen how amazing the amped up Mariner and Independence of the Seas are, and we can't wait to see what Navigator has up her sleeve. So everybody mark your calendar right now and let your clients know that a new and exciting amped up experience is coming soon.
Well, what does amped up mean? Well, that means that we are putting a lot of emphasis on 10 ships over the next 4 years and putting more features, venues, and really incredible experiences, if you will, on these ships. And Navigator is next to be Royal Amplified. But what's great about the Navigator, she's going to be coming this November to Miami and sailing 5 and 9 night rotations, Western Caribbean. And then she's going to be doing 3 and 4 night Bahamas next year, replacing the Mariner. The Mariner is going to go up to Port Canaveral, and the Navigator will take its place and be in Miami. So 2 great ships that are amplified doing the short Caribbean. But let's kind of talk about something else a little bit more north.
All right, so exactly. Let's take a step away from the Caribbean for a bit and talk about Alaska 2019, because we really have some exciting things happening up there too. Now, if your clients are looking for something a little different for spring and summer of 2019, look no further, because with Ovation of the Seas, one of our Quantum class ships, coming to Alaska, we are talking a game-changing Alaska vacation experience. And please, everybody, make note, because in addition to her 7-night glacier itineraries, she will also have one 11-night glacier itinerary departing Vancouver on May 13th, 2019. So, maybe you're sitting there and you're wondering, okay, but Shannae, what really makes this a game-changing vacation anyway? Well, let's take a moment to talk about what's on this incredible Quantum class ship. So first and foremost, you need to know that Ovation of the Seas will be the biggest, boldest ship ever to sail Alaska. And thanks to the North Star, she will offer the highest vantage point of any cruise ship in Alaska. And how high are we talking exactly? How about 300 feet above sea level? I think that the next best view would be by plane, but unlike a plane ride, in the North Star, you'll have that 360-degree view to take in. And remember, this is included on the cruise, meaning there's no cost to taking in these breathtaking views in the North Star. Okay, but maybe you have somebody who loves to take in the views, but isn't as keen as going 300 feet high. That's okay, because Ovation has more balconies than any ship in Alaska. And in fact, 75% of the staterooms on board are balconies. And not only that, but it's the only ship in Alaska that offers a view from every single room.
Right. So, okay, what about the interior staterooms on this ship?
Okay, Renee, that's a great question, because every interior stateroom has a virtual balcony with real-time outside views, even our single studio staterooms. So just as a quick reminder, what is a virtual balcony? Well, our virtual balconies are full, high-definition 80-inch screens that connect to a live camera with audio outside the ship. So your guests can enjoy the same sights and sounds as if they had a balcony or an ocean view room. So very, very cool here.
All right, but that's not all, everybody. There is more innovative hardware that's on this ship, right, Shannae?
Absolutely, absolutely. So you better believe it, because it has the Seaplex, which is the largest and most revolutionary indoor active space at sea. I mean, this place, it's amazing. It boasts a trapeze school, a full-size basketball court, and the first ever roller rink and bumper cars at sea, plus much more. It has Ripcord by iFly indoor skydiving on deck, the Flow Rider surf simulator, and a 38-foot high rock climbing wall. So let's just pause and think here. We have skydiving, surfing, and rock climbing in Alaska, all included in your cruise price, and it's all on board one ship. It's incredible. And Renee, I haven't even mentioned all of the amazing culinary and entertainment options on board. But I think you get the idea of how easy of a sell this is, especially to those families that are looking for an unforgettable experience. So now let's talk about where Ovation will be sailing. And guests will have a special opportunity to take in the gorgeous Endicott Arm and Dawes Glacier on all those 7-night round-trip itineraries, as well as the one offering of the 11-night itinerary in May. So this picture I absolutely love. It's gorgeous. Now I want you to imagine now being there in person on board and admiring it from the deck, or even better, from inside the North Star, 300 feet above sea level. And it's also important for everyone to realize that you won't find many other cruise ships taking this route because that includes Endicott Arms and Dawes Glacier, because it's really a once-in-a-lifetime experience here, and an experience unlike any other. So definitely something that you want to make sure that you relay to your clients. So not only will we have Ovation in Alaska, but the gorgeous Radiance of the Seas will continue her open jaw, northbound and southbound itineraries between Vancouver and Seward. So what are just a few special takeaways about this ship? How about her 3 acres of exterior glass for those nonstop ocean views from almost anywhere on board? Or the fact that she has a retractable glass roof over the pool. And plus, she'll be making stops at Hubbard Glacier, which is North America's largest tidewater glacier. And, you know, having a ship this large next to this huge glacier, though, will even make the ship feel tiny. So very, very cool experience on board the Radiance as well. So as you can see from the map here, this gives your guests the opportunity to book a cruise tour, either pre or post sailing. And speaking of cruise tours, back in July, during our Trade National webcast, we had a guest speaker, Brennan Halcomb, go through much of what our cruise tour program has to offer in detail. So if you did miss that webcast, we have the recording available through our online learning platform, Royal Caribbean University. So I'd encourage everybody to listen in to, that was July's webcast. And really briefly though, I just want to say that these Alaska land portions of the trip are such a fabulous way to see this beautiful state. And you know, Renee, now is the time that people are starting to think about Alaska for spring and summer 19. Don't you think that a trip to Alaska would be a really fun group opportunity? I mean, I know I would love to get a group of my friends together and take this journey together.
Well, you know, I think it is a great opportunity. And, you know, I'm going to give you some examples about this, but I just had some friends that went to Alaska, and it was a small group, 8 staterooms, and they came back, and their response to me was, it was fantastic. I want to go again. There's too much to see. So I think for a small group or a large group, it's a wonderful destination to plan. So, but now is a really high booking season for Alaska. People are talking about it. They need to plan 1 year out. This is the time. But I want to take you through something that's really important. And I think you might be able to see how you can build your business around a group opportunity. So I'm going to just give you an example. All right, this is it. If you're at a 10% commission level, let's just keep it simple for all intents and purposes, that we're on the Radiance, we're going to take a southbound trip, southbound 7-night cruise, and we are going to then do a pre-cruise tour and add 5 nights onto that. This is going to be an example that says, you know, I'm going to give my group 3 shore excursions. I'm going to build that in. I'm going to build that onto the cruise tour and the cruise, making it a full vacation experience. So this is only 8 staterooms, 16 guests. So really, to build your commission, to build a group, this is what I've put together. A 7-night cruise. Here's the current pricing per person, about $2,000. This is for a balcony, a beautiful view to the bay. Then, if you add those 5 nights combined, it would be about $3,900. And this is the 5-night land. So that's combining the cruise and the 5-night cruise tour. Then, to round it out, there's 3 different excursions. And this is just an example for you, that 3 different excursions you could do along the way, one in Juneau, Skagway, and Ketchikan. Now, when people say, hey, I want to do a cruise tour with the cruise, that should be your number 1 indication, and really, that opens the door that this group has an appetite for an immersion into these ports of call. They want to learn. They want to see Alaska. So the door is open for you to provide them with more of a vacation experience by adding those shore excursions. Now, did you know that shore excursions, when booked as a group and they go all together, is 10%? So you could be making 15% on the cruise tour or 13% wherever you are today, but shore excursions, when registered with our ShoreX team, and they go as a group, you make 10% on that as well. So that's why I'm just giving you an example of how you can build a group. Now let's take a look at commission. So the next slide will show you that the same thing. We're at a 10% commission level, just again for easy math. And then you would rather, see, you could see here with a group where you can build your commission with a 12-night cruise tour would be about $5,800 plus the shore excursions, there's your 10%, and roughly about $6,800. So you can really take that commission from $3,000 to almost $7,000 just by building a better cruise experience for your group and really recommending this to them. Okay, let's move on. I just wanted to give you a quick update on how you can build your group business. So now let's move to Europe, because Europe is really hot. People want to do this. They sometimes want to go with a family. Maybe they want to go with a group of friends. Maybe it's 2 or 3 families that like to travel together. So it's another great way to put this into your strategy for 2019, very similar to what we just went through with Alaska. So let's talk about what ships will be in Europe. Well, we've got a diversity. We have options. And if you take a look at this, on the left-hand side, it shows you that we have 5 different classes of ships, meaning different configurations of ships, different sizes. And on the right-hand side, you can see the lineup of the ships that will be over there. So we've got our large ships, the Oasis of the Seas, to our smaller ships, the Radiance class and the Vision class for 2019. So what are the highlights? What are we doing? What should you be really aware of? Well, number 1, we've got some fantastic home ports. And these home ports really are an allure to many of your clients. Why? Because they really capture the essence of a pre or post vacation. You can spend a couple days in London and then go over to Southampton to get on the ship. Or you can spend time in Barcelona before you get on the ship, or Rome or Venice. So all of these ports really have that allure to get on and spend time pre or post. The big news is that we're going to have the Oasis of the Seas back in Barcelona doing a 7-night round trip, which includes France and also includes seeing Italy, which is fantastic. Now, I have to tell you, there's a couple of our, I guess I'll say, pick of the day for Renee and Shannae, and we're going to share those with you, and I'll tell you why. My pick was the Brilliance of the Seas. It's a 12-night Baltic voyage. Now, why the Brilliance and why this particular itinerary? Well, I picked it because it's a smaller ship. It's a Radiance class. It's the perfect pick for a longer voyage. You go to 6 countries on this itinerary. You get an overnight in St. Petersburg, Russia, And I've done this itinerary, and it's really fascinating. It's educational. It's a walk back in time and history. It's a perfect cruise for me, and maybe some of your clients would enjoy it as well. But I really love it because of the extra days, not only at sea, but also the port-intensive experiences. So both opportunities to see a lot, but also relax while you're on board. Now, Shannae, you picked a different voyage. Tell us why you picked the Oasis.
Well, Renee, kind of opposite to what you just said, I really loved this itinerary because I love our Oasis class ships, and this is on Oasis of the Seas. But even more so, honestly, the only place I've been to on this itinerary is Barcelona. But I absolutely loved Barcelona. And so while I was there, I definitely did not get enough time to truly experience all that it had to offer. So again, I love the 7-night itinerary because it gives me the opportunity to fly in a few days early or stay a few days after, just like you said, to explore those areas of the city that I missed out on the first time. So I can explore Barcelona a little bit deeper, while at the same time, this itinerary gives me the chance to eat my way through all these ports of call in France and Italy. So really, it's a win-win. I don't know what else someone could ask for here.
Exactly. Well, those are our two picks, but I'm sure that all of you that are listening today have your picks as well and your favorite destinations and some that you can recommend to your clients. But again, just a couple great opportunities for you to start thinking about 2019 and those getaways for your clients and what to recommend and building maybe a group. So let's move on. Let's talk a little bit today about some new technology. I think you need to be aware of this because it's really something to help you. Now, when you log in to cruisingpower.com, we have a new technology that is a chat bot. We're calling it our conversational owl. And what this chat helps you do is answer a few questions. So you don't have to call our call centers. It'll help you with managing your clients' bookings, like process payment or requesting invoices or viewing balances, payment schedules, things like that. So it's real easy. So it's in Cruising Power. It's the bottom right-hand side. You just click on it, and up pops this educational, conversational chatbot. And then you just type in your question, and away you go. So it's very, very helpful to you. So again, this is what it looks like. It's only for Royal Caribbean right now and Celebrity Cruises, and it's going to grow over time. So as our travel partners use it, then this will begin to be even more interactive with more questions involved as well. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. So what else is happening in the world of technology? We've got our Royal Caribbean app. I want to make sure that everybody writes this down. That is the little logo. So when you go into your mobile phone, it doesn't matter if it's an Android or an iPhone, you can get the little app, and that's the icon that you would want to download. So hopefully you have done that or will do it in the future. So what does this app provide? So I'm going to give you a quick update, because you need to be aware of these features, because features and the functionality are going to continue to roll out on our ships, and more features coming. So let's recap. To the left, the Royal app, what that is, it's really just a digital version of our cruise compass or our daily planner, which is on board, and it gives you access to the itinerary, the weather, the deck plans, so you'll be able to see that all on your phone. The next thing is the cruise planner. What is that? Well, this is where you can reserve or purchase dining, specialty dining, shore excursions, entertainment, and more. The next one, mobile check-in. What is that? It's exactly what it says here. It's the mobile check-in versus going online to royalcaribbean.com and checking through the web. So you can do this now via mobile device up to 3 days prior to sailing. So what's great is that you can also scan your passport, and it really helps that whole process just be a little bit quicker. Now, next is the expedited arrival. So what this is, it's part of the mobile check-in. So if your client checks in through the mobile phone, scans their passport, then they could qualify for the expedited arrival. That means when they get to the terminal, to the pier, then they can just show their phone. They'll be in the expedited arrival line, and it gets them to skip through the traditional check-in line, and they can go curbside to right to the ship in just a few minutes. So the next one is folio. What does that mean? They can see all of their charges real time on board. So any charge they've done, they can see it right on their phone. So that's the lineup. It's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory, but that's technology. And we want to make sure that you know so that you can tell your clients about this. It's very easy, so you can train them, I guess. So what ships have this functionality? Here's the lineup. You do not have to memorize this because it's too many. We have 25 ships in our fleet, and it's growing with the functionality on each one of these ships. So don't have to memorize. It's all out on www.loyaltoyoualways.com, and we'll keep you updated. So along the way and over the next several weeks and months ahead, more coming. So let's talk about the online web check-in just briefly, just so that you're very aware. So again, there are two forms, ways to check in, if you will. One is the mobile check-in. That's on the left. We have 7 ships now that have the mobile check-in functionality. And then on the right, we still have our online web check-in. So you can still do that, but we have an enhanced web check-in. So it's really looking a little bit different. It's a little bit more streamlined, and it is going to be something that we roll out for all of our ships. That there's still the mobile and the online, but there's an enhancement to the online web check-in. So what does that look like? I just want to show you that you still go to royalcaribbean.com, you still check in, it's still going to be very viable for all your clients, but these are the ships. It's got a modern appearance, fewer steps, and also you can also check in more than one person at a time that you're traveling with. Okay, so just wanted to give you a little bit of an update there on functionality, technology of what's happening at Royal Caribbean. If you want to learn more, you just go to loyaltoyoualways.com, and there's a flyer with a lot of FAQs about these new functions for you. So I would recommend that you go out, take a look at it, and learn more about it.
Thank you, Renee. And just another reminder, we're always encouraging you to go to loyaltyyoualways.com, because not only will you find your resources there for all the updates and the technology that's growing and really making things better for you and your clients, but you can find all of the current offers there. And we all know that there's always fun and rich and exciting new offers and flash sales. And so go to Loyalty You Always. We have an offer snapshot there for you on the offers section of Loyalty Always, and that's where you can just click, and then a document will pop up with all of the current offers available. So it's all nicely summarized for you in one place. Again, the product updates. We have a ton of marketing tools there for you, and just deployment and everything that you would ever need to be educated on Royal Caribbean, you can find there at Loyalty You Always. But talking about marketing tools, Renee, can you talk us through this really cool create your own flyer part of Loyalty You Always, please?
Okay, so, loyaltyyoualways.com was really developed to help you. This is not a consumer site. Consumers, clients do not go there. This is for you. And it's our sales and marketing site. So it's easy for you to get to. But I want to show you how simple it is, because a lot of times people will say, well, Renee, where do I begin with a group? Where do I begin to start, talking about a certain cruise that I want to get people to go on? Well, this is simple. So you go to loyaltyyoualways.com, and at the very top, there is the marketing tab. You click on the marketing tab, and then it's going to show brochures and templates, onboard programs, cruise add-ons like shore excursions or cruise tours. Everything's right there. Well, then you go to customizable flyers, and there is a host, and you can see here where you could scroll down. You're going to see letterhead. You're going to see a cruise night flyer that's editable for you. You're going to see Caribbean flyers that have different images. You're going to see all these various templates that we've created, and then you just fill in the blanks. So on the right-hand side, you can see that I pulled one of the Europe adventures and images. And so what I did was I just typed in the message, and you can see it here. It's time to plan your next European adventure. I was able to type that in, and then I typed a little paragraph. And it says, you know, this is not a cruise. This is the best vacation value around. And then I added my own little dialogue there. You could add in an itinerary, a ship information, pricing, or maybe just a simple teaser that you want people to call you. And then you just add your travel agency name, the phone number, and your email, and away you go. And it's that simple. We've done the beautiful copy for you there, the imagery, and then you just put in your simple message. So that's just one example of how you can customize, and all the tools out there under that marketing tab. And I want you to go try that because it's very simple, very easy for you to see and also to use. So we want to say now that you know, a lot going on at Royal Caribbean, but also I know that you've got a lot going on. And this is our time to say thank you, because this has been the month of travel agent appreciation for Royal Caribbean. And every month we thank you for your partnership. We know that you're working together with us. We're helping you, you're helping us, and it's just one of those perfect partnerships. Well, right after Labor Day, we started this commission opportunity. It's an extra little bonus. So the sailing was for departures November 1st or after, and we still have a few more days for you to have any new bookings, and you'll get that 25 additional bonus commission on every new booking. So we just want to say thank you, number one, and also make sure that you put the promo code in, partnership, every time you do a booking, because you'll get that additional commission. So Shannae, let's talk about Royal Caribbean University next. I think this is exciting. Let's take a minute, because I want to make sure that everybody knows that if you haven't enrolled in Royal Caribbean University, that you take the time to go out to cruisingpower.com, go to training and certification, click on Royal Caribbean, and then you will be right into Royal Caribbean University. And recently, we just launched a brand new course on Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So I'm sure some of you were listening to the last CLIA webinar that we did, and we went over this Perfect Day at Coco Cay in more kind of in-depth. Well, now we have a course out there. So I would encourage you all to go into Royal Caribbean University because it gives you a really kind of in-depth bird's eye view with all the cool features. And it's got an interactive map, so it shows you around the island, and it shows you some of the selling opportunities of this amazing destination. So go in, test your knowledge, and take the course. Now, just a few tips. Now, some of you are probably working on your bachelor's or working on your master's of adventure degree. Well, when you get your master's, then you can go in and get some great rewards too. And that is, you can get complimentary Voom on your cruise. You can also get a $50 onboard credit, and you can also get a coupon book that gives you a lot of good benefits there and discounts when you're on cruising with us. So just want to let you know that you need to submit your reward request about 3 weeks prior to sailing, when you're going to go on board with your family or your friends, and we will fulfill that about 2 weeks prior. So make sure if you've got any questions, you can go to rcu@rccl.com and we'll get back to you. And that's on how to redeem your rewards. So We just wanted to give you that little tip.
All right, well, thank you so much, Renee. And again, Royal Caribbean University is our educational platform, and it's really fun to go through. So really exciting to have that perfect day at Coco Cay course up for everyone as well. Well, I can't believe that it's mid-September already. I know we won't be joining you again until the next webcast next quarter. So we wanted to make sure that everyone knows that we will have an executive webcast with our very own Vicki Freed and Joanne Schimmelman delivering their own special message to everyone on Monday, October 1st. And then also we'll have our monthly trade webcast on October 17th. That's a Wednesday. And we'll be sharing all of our new updates, what's new at Royal, again, for the month of October. So please make sure that if you're going into Royal Caribbean University, you're clicking on the menu option and clicking webcast to register there. Danielle, we can certainly provide you the links for these registration links if you want to send in a follow-up email directly. And of course, you can always find the registration links for these webcasts on Loyalty Always as well. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for your time today. Renee and I absolutely love to do these presentations for you, whether it's Renee and I or Marissa or anyone else from our training team. We really love to be able to spend this time with you on an afternoon. So with that, we're happy to take some questions. And Danielle, would you like to read our first question?
Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much, Renee and Shannae. That was really great. So, yep, again, the questions module is on the toolbar that you can find. And if you type your questions, we will sure to get them answered. So our first question is from Lakeisha, and she is wanting to know if you booked a sailing in the, I'm guessing this is referring to the travel agent appreciation offer. If you booked a sailing in those days and forgot to put the promotion code in, can it be done after the fact?
Renee, do you want to take this one?
So those are for new bookings. So what I would do is I would reach out to your business development specialist and chat with them. It is for new bookings, so I would just reach out to them. That would be the best bet.
Awesome. Thank you. It looks like Gia said that she loves Royal Caribbean University and she has her master's. So congratulations, Gia.
Thank you. That's awesome to hear.
Okay. Yep. Again, everyone, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the questions module. While we're waiting for some more questions to come in, we definitely can share those registration links that you mentioned, Shannae. I can circulate those after when the recording is uploaded as well, if that works.
Okay, perfect. I'll make sure I get those over to you.
Awesome. We will just give it a couple more minutes.
I guess we were pretty thorough today, Renee.
I know. I think our audience is pretty bright. I think they know everything. That's good. That's good.
We are pros, so.
You were very thorough. It was a great presentation. The last slide where you all showed the zip lining, my hands were actually sweating while I was seeing that because I was on Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Seas last October, and someone asked me to do it, and I'm terrified of heights, so I had to decline, but it looks very thrilling.
It is.
All right, well, I think that wraps up our time. It doesn't look like we have any questions. If you think of any questions and afterwards, we can feel free to send them to me in an email, and I will be sure to get those to Shannae and Renee. But again, thank you so much for joining us today. And Shannae, Renee, we really appreciate your time, and thank you so much for sharing all of that valuable information with us.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Anytime.
Awesome. Well, I hope everyone has a great rest of their day, and we'll see you on the next webinar. Bye, everyone.